Alright, so today I am going to put a mock scrape out. It is July 15th. And basically I want to do it today because I might only come back in here one more time before season, and that's only if I'm not getting great photos on my trail cam. But I would like to do that just to have one out and see if I can get any kind of activity on it before season comes in. And I'm kind of like looking around, trying to figure out where I want to put it, because so behind me here, all the trails kind of like have grass and you can just tell they're kind of moving this way. And then from this direction, kind of the same thing. All the trails are like funneling this way, which makes sense because right there, about 100 yards, is a bean field. Now, a couple times that I've been out scouting, like right before dark, I've seen some bucks over there. So I feel like this is just a really good kind of pinch point little spot that they use to travel and go out to beans to feed in the evening. Honestly, this whole entire piece is just bedding everywhere, so I don't know if there's necessarily one particular spot that these bucks are using consistently. Could be, but I don't know. So I feel like this is just kind of my best chance at getting the most activity. So that being said, let's get it out. I'm gonna use this tool right here. It's called a scrape stick, and honestly, I'm not sponsored by these guys, but I've met them a few times at different trade shows. They're really good guys, and I really just like this simply because sometimes certain trees just don't work out, and you want to put a scrape at a different spot and maybe there's no limb to do it. So this is awesome. I'll show you guys kind of how I use it as I set it up. So let's go. Okay, so as long as my strap is long enough, which I think it should be, this is probably the tree I'm going to use. I mean, there's like some overhang, but not a lot. This is a pretty heavy trail right here. And got some fresh sign, which we honestly had a lot of rain today, so that's still a good thing that it's not all completely washed away. So that being said, right there's the bean fields. I mean, I don't know how much you guys can really tell, but it's a pretty good trail right here. It kind of comes from there, and then obviously from this direction they funnel down and kind of just go right through here. So I feel like this is a pretty good spot. I'm going to clear an area out and go from there. Cedar, and it's realistic because there's cedar trees here. Don't know if you guys can tell. Cedars right here and there, and other places too, just not this exact spot. But if you're going to use a cover scent, make sure it is one that is realistic to your area. If you hunt somewhere where cedars don't grow, this is going to be not helpful for you. So keep that in mind too. I really don't like to use a lot of scents. If I can do unscented or like a dirt smell, that's my favorite. But this stuff is good, provided that you live in an area with these kind of trees, which I think there's other sort of scents that he makes too, for different regions. So just want to throw that in there. So basically you're going to hang it like you would a trail camera, maybe a touch higher. I would say about 4 to 5 feet high. And then you're going to find a limb that's just going to be a good overhanging limb for bucks to rub on. So I'm going to go find one that's already cut down, like that fell or something. That way I'm not destroying any trees. So Okay, so the idea behind it is put your stick in here. And I don't know if y'all can tell, but you can tighten or loosen depending on how wide your stick is, and it'll hold it like pretty solid. So this part you loosen, and you can adjust the angle of your stick depending on what kind of a stick you have. Like mine is pretty straight, so I'm gonna have to have it facing more out. That way it's at the right height, because I want it to be roughly 4 feet high so bucks can kind of reach up and mess with it. So because my stick's not very wide, I'm gonna just grab a piece of this old bark here to help kind of put in there and make it work. So I can loosen this. I do not know why it doesn't want to focus. Okay. So I'll probably stick a piece in there and then the stick, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so there you have it with the stick. And now I'm going to clear this little spot out here, literally right along this trail. Doesn't have to be anything too crazy. What's that? Shotgun shell? Oh, a full shotgun shell. That's interesting. Anyway, try to put it right below this. Doesn't need to be anything too crazy. Just a little spot where they can kind of keep it going and mess with it. Now I know a lot of you are gonna say, well, what about your scent? You're just putting your scent everywhere. Yes, right now I am, because it's hot and I'm sweating. And I'm not exactly being the most careful. I'm trying to be a little cautious, but come season, I'm way, way, way more particular about scent than I am right now. What I'm gonna do is put some mock scrape lure and pre-orbital scent to get it going. And who knows, they might not touch it, or they might touch it. I've had really good success with racketer scents, and I really have never been a big fan of scents in the past, but this is some of the only stuff that I will use. And I'm not just saying that, I really genuinely have watched bucks come hit scrapes while hunting. So I like it, and honestly it kind of just helps me keep inventory right now. Come season, I may or may not put some out, so we shall see what comes with that. But I've got some spray, and then I've also got this, it's like a gel, which this stuff lasts a lot longer, you know, if it rains or something like that. So this is really nice. And then I've got pre-orbital. I do not know why it's not focusing. I'm getting really annoyed with that. Pre-orbital, which is what I'm going to put on the licking branch. It's like the scent from their eyes, basically, and their face. Kind of makes it more realistic. So if you're interested, check out racketerscents.net. I've used their stuff for a long time. He's got also a bunch of other products too. Like I've got some doe estrus urine, stuff like that, and he's got all kinds of other stuff for bears, turkeys, stuff like that. So if you want to check him out, do that. Really good stuff, honestly, guys. So yeah, that's what I'm going to put out. So let's do it. Alright, so this is a step I'm going to be a little more cautious about scent. Obviously my scent's in here, but because it's still July, I have 2 months till the season opens. I'm not super concerned about it, because I'm not going to come back and mess with it most likely in 2 months. So maybe one time to freshen it up, but aside from that, I'm going to stay out of here. So my scent will be gone. Honestly, I think it's supposed to rain tonight anyway, so that's why I like this gel, because even though it might rain, it'll still leave kind of a scent. So what I'm going to do is take a stick. I'm going to find a stick, just a small stick, and not touch the end of it. Use this end that I'm not touching. I'm gonna scrape out, actually I'll do preorbital first, which a lot of times it's like a jelly kind of looking substance. Put it on my stick, which as you can see, it's jelly. I kind of just rub it onto the scent, kind of dip it in there, and then just take my stick and sort of rub it all over this limb. And I like to be generous with it because obviously if it rains and stuff like that, I want it to like stay for a little while until a buck starts using it. And this is where I'm careful about not touching it. Looks pretty good. Set that to the side. And then with the same stick, I'm just gonna scrape out some of this. It's called Climax. It's also like a jelly, but it's a little bit different consistency than that. Kind of just sprinkle it right in here. So I used maybe like a quarter of this little thing, not even. I don't want to put too much, but what I'm also gonna do is put a little spray to kind of keep their attention. And then usually what I do is I'll take the stick that I use, kind of spray that down, and then just throw it in there, just to kind of hold onto the scent, because sometimes dirt just absorbs it, or if you put it on something different, it's gonna like hold the scent longer. So, oh god, okay, wind. Which way is the wind going? Ooh, smells like a buck. And then that helps cover up my scent too, so. Anyway, this stuff is good for really any time of the year, because deer use scrapes all year round, so this is something that's more of a natural calming slash just mark your territory kind of scent. It's not like an aggressive scent necessarily. It can be, but this is something you can put out obviously in July. So I'm gonna let it go, get out of here, put a trail camera on it on one of these trees around here, and then back out, and hopefully a good buck comes through. So the beans are there. Buck poop. A lot of it. Just put my scrape over there. Old sign, but good sign. I'm gonna get out of here, let this go, and hopefully not come back until the season starts.